This is an advanced enchanting guide for the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered. I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about enchanting, where to get soul gems, how to trap enemies, the best places to farm grand souls, and also how to duplicate soul gems if you want to go that way, where to get the reusable soul gem, how to get spells for enchanting in your gear, how to recharge your gear. We're going to cover literally everything. Enchanting allows you to put custom effects on your gear like this right here. This is one I purchased, but you'll be able to take normal gear that has no effects, and you'll be able to put custom effects to your own liking on your gear. First, we need to unlock an enchanting table. To do that, you can go to any one of the cities and join the Mages Guild, and then do all the Mages Guild quests in order to get to the Arcane University. Or, way easier than that, is you can go to the Wild Eye Stables up here by Bruma, and then you can run directly northeast. Eventually, you'll reach an area on your compass called Dragon Claw Rock. From here, you're going to face southeast, and you'll see this tower. Run straight at this tower, and you'll see this, like, gap ravine area that I'm heading towards right now. So we're right here. This is where we're on the map, bottom up to the letter M on mountains. You're going to get up on here, and what you can do, if you, like, you can just walk up this, but if you do want to speed it up, you can always turn sideways and jump as well. You're going to get up here, and there's going to be Frostcrag Spire. Be sure to follow this road right here, because then you'll unlock the fast travel. Then what you're going to do is go counterclockwise around this this structure, and up here there will be a chest, and inside of this chest is the key to get in. Then you just keep going around here, and there'll be the door over here. Go ahead and get inside of the Frostcrag Spire. When you come in here, you'll pick up this book. It'll start the quest for it. You wait like 30 seconds, and then this door will open, but that's all you need for now. Then you're going to go to the Imperial City Market District, and you're going to turn right. You're going to go to the end here, to the Mystic Emporium. Go inside. Inside of here is a woman that you can trade with, and go to bartering. Go to highest price first. I've already bought them. But there will be something in here called Mage Tallow Candles for 3,000 each. If you need money, you can check around this channel for different ways to make money. There's a lot of ways to make money in this game, but go ahead and buy Mage Tallow Candles. You just need one of them for enchanting. Then fast travel back to Frostcrag Spire. Get inside. Up on this altar, there's the Altar of Enchanting. Go ahead and activate it, and now you can enchant gear. So the way enchanting works is you need soul gems that contain a soul. You can see what soul is in it in the right, and you can see which soul gem it's being used. The main thing is what soul is in it once you have a soul in one, which we'll get to in a second. But you can pick a thing, like even there's this random ring that I have. And I can pick Azura Star that has a grand soul, which is the best of the souls. Then after selecting which one I want to use, we're going to go to the effects, and we're going to pick which effect that we want. So let's say Fortify Skill, Athletics, Confirm. It'll show us how much it'll give. So it'll give 10 for a grand, for example. But if I instead put on a lesser soul and then do that same thing, Fortify Skill, and then we'll do Athletics, Confirm. Instead of 10, I'll get 7 if it's a lesser soul. So the better the soul, the better the effect that you're going to get. So ideally, later on, once you're like level 17 and above, you're going to do everything you can to just get grand souls only. Something important to know, though, some of these effects, it doesn't matter what soul you use. Literally use anything, like water breathing. This one, you could use the weakest soul that you can find, and it'll still just give water breathing. So there are some exceptions. So now you might be wondering two things. How do we get soul gems? What is Azura Star? And I guess a third thing, which would be how do we get more effects to put on this stuff so we have more choices? We're going to start with where to get your first soul gems. So there's multiple places you can get them. You can buy them from a lot of different stores, alchemy stores, magic stores, stuff like that. You can find them inside of caves, especially wizards' towers and caves, ones that have conjurers, stuff like that. And then the one other way that I really like to do is you can farm it by Saya Tatar. I don't know how to say the word. Go over here, go to this exact spot on the map above the G from Gold Road, between these 3 points right here. Look around for this trap door next to a rock. This is the surrounding terrain. And what you can do is you can go inside of here and then turn to the left and press this block, and then head over here and loot this cask. And there's almost always soul gems in here. Then on the way back out, you can open up this chest and get even more soul gems that are randomly generated, and then you can leave. Now, you don't have to kill the enemies while you're down there, but sometimes it'll cause it to bug out and say you cannot wait when enemies are nearby, and then you'll have to just wait for a while or leave and come back and different things. So it's probably good to kill the enemies, but again, not always necessary. So what happens is the enemy that was chasing you will somehow teleport out of the entrance of this entire place far away. And then if they get stuck there, they'll literally be sitting there. You'll be stuck in combat till you go to kill them. So definitely good if you kill them, if you can. Once you get that resolved, what you're going to do is wait for 1 hour. And then after you wait for 1 hour, you're going to wait for 24 hours 3 times in a row without entering the cave. After 73 hours, enter the trap door again. Turn to the left, hit the block, run in here. Loot the casket. You'll see you'll have more soul gems in here to take and more valuable stuff to take. And ideally kill all the enemies in here, honestly, just so you don't have to deal with the hassle of them being aggro outside of here. And then on the way out, go ahead and loot the other chest for more soul gems and also staves and gold and all sorts of valuable stuff. But something important to know about this. I don't know if you can find the grand soul gems, which is what you're after, until after you hit a certain character level. I think it starts at 17, but it might be 20 or 22. So you need to level up your game more, or level up your character more and more before you can start finding these. Also, they're not always empty. They're actually very often not empty. So I only have one empty one. I don't even think it was from those 2 batches. All of them already had souls in them of different, strengths. So I don't know if you can even find with a grand soul in it by default, but you will find some good ones for enchanting gear here. But you're trying to get grand soul gems, it's kind of rough doing it this way, but this is a great spot to farm generic soul gems. So let's get a better soul gem. What we're going to do is go to the Imperial City Market District. You're going to turn to the right, and this time you're going to go to the Gilded Carafe. Inside of here is an alchemist that you can trade to. Barter with her and make sure that it's alchemy ingredients and it's alphabetical. And what you're going to do is look for something called glow dust, I think it was. She doesn't have any right now, so if she doesn't have any, then leave and go across the street, and then you're going to wait for 73 hours again. So wait 1 hour, and then wait 24 hours 3 times in a row. Afterwards, go back to the Gilded Carafe, barter with her again, make sure it's alphabetical, look for the letter G, and see if she has any. Thankfully, she has glow dust this time. You only need 1 of it. Then you're going to go to the very northeastern part of the map to Shadenhall, go north of the Black Waterside Stables, just exactly north of the second part of the pond here on the map, above the N and the T on whatever the hell word this is, you'll find Azura Shrine tucked away way up in the mountains. Okay, it's going to look like this around here if that helps you at all. When you get up here, there's a Mel's Marion, and what you need to do is you need to persuade him. You can do the mini game if you want, or you can just bribe him. Once he likes you enough, you can ask him about the Shrine of Azura and say, I wish to summon Azura. And that's when he tells you about the glow dust that we already got. Then what we need to do is wait until it's either 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. or 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. So right now it's 10 a.m., so I need to wait for 7 hours. So now it's 5 p.m., 5:14 specifically. There's this statue. You're going to activate the statue, and it's going to talk to you, and you're not going to be able to move until it's done. Once she's done, it'll give you this update. Go ahead and continue. So it's going to want you to go along this road right here. It'll fork up ahead a little bit, and you turn left to go up the mountains. You'll end up at a place right here called the Gutted Mine. You will see that if you zoom in, it's between the C, and the second letter of whatever the hell these words are. You'll go inside of the Gutted Mine. So inside of here, you need to kill some vampires. Watch out for that trap I just activated. And you can very easily catch vampirism in here, so be careful. You need to take a right here, and you need to look around. There are different positions every time, so I never know exactly where they're going to be. But yeah, you can catch vampirism in here, so be very careful. Or if you get it, you'll have to find a way to cure it. Go to the back of this room. There's going to be a pull rope, just so you don't get confused. We've gone through this so far. Here's what the local map looks like. We're going to go through this rock, behind this rock, and go down here. Turn left and go behind all this stuff, and there'll be 2 more vampires back here. Okay, once you kill them, you need to find your way back out of the Gutted Mine. Once you're out, you're going to fast travel back to Azura's Shrine. You're going to go up to the statue, and you're going to activate it. And then she'll talk your ear off a little bit more. Then that'll finish the quest, and she will give you the item that's called Azura's Star. There it is. So this is the equivalent of a grand soul gem, and it's reusable. So as long as you only need 1 at a time, you can check to see what's in it. It says it's empty. You can go kill an enemy that you think has a grand soul in it, and then it'll show you if it is or isn't, and then you'll have to go use it in order to get rid of it, clean it up, and then you'll have an empty one again, and you can repeat this process forever. I highly recommend this. It's very, very convenient. Alternatively, you could try to duplicate it as long as it doesn't get patched out of the game someday. So back at that one spot we were farming at, there's a chest here. You can go to any barrel or anything, though, to do this. Hit search at the bottom. Make sure the chest is empty. And then find a soul gem that is empty. So you can check for more details. So I don't happen to have a grand one right now that's empty, but I might have one that's empty in general. So this lesser soul gem, I can show you this. So do this with a grand soul gem that's empty, though, or whatever soul gem you want. And then find something you have a lot of, like iron arrows. Drag it over. Hit enter twice. Go back over. And then you should have however many iron arrows you had. That's how many soul gems you have now. And then you can repeat the process doing 1 at a time with the same item. Drag it over again. Drag it over. Enter twice. Bam, now you got 646. With the controller, you can press it. Press LB to select one. Put 1 in. Go over to a tab that has whatever, or just use the same one you were using. And then put the iron arrows over. Hit A and RB at the same time, but A comes first. And then it'll do this where it says LB at the top. It means you swap to the second tab. Press A twice to put it back in. And then swap back and go look. And if you scroll down, which takes forever on a controller, you should see that it duplicated it. So you can do it on controller, you can do it on PC. And again, you can actually buy them in different places if you want to. You can find them with souls already in them. You can find them empty. You can also steal them, find them in caves, etc. Whichever way you want to get them, those are your choices. Now you know all about how to get the soul gems. But now the question is, how do we fill them consistently with grand souls? The first thing you're going to need to do is get Soul Trap. Normally you would do this by joining any of the Mages guilds, and then people in the Mages guilds will often sell it. But there's one way to do it without that. You can go to Breville, go to the Breville fast travel. Then from here, you're going to head south, and then take this right here. There's a bridge on the left, turn right. There's this Warlock's Luck right here. You're going to go inside of here. This is the only person I'm aware of who's not in the Mages Guild who sells the Soul Trap spell. So you're going to talk to this guy. You're going to go to bartering. Not bartering. You're going to go to purchasing spells and then purchase the Soul Trap spell. So this is the easiest way to get this. Now you're going to need Mysticism 25 in order to get this. So you may have to buy a lower level Mysticism spell, but it's going to be a touch spell. You might need to buy a lower level Mysticism spell first in order to get your Mysticism above 25 to be able to cast this. But once you have enough Mysticism, you'll be able to use Soul Trap. Then go to the very southern part of the map, go to the Leyawiin Northeast Gate, and then follow the coast south until you get to a cave called Tidewater Cave. Go inside. This is the first place that I found that's pretty easy and reasonable to get unlimited grand souls. Inside of here are a bunch of different types of enemies. There's animals, and there are also these guys, which are the Kalper Clan Trolls. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your magic, and you're going to go to touch spells and Soul Trap. You can also bind it to a hotkey if you want. And then what you can do is cast it on touch on this guy. He'll be glowing purple, and then you kill him. If you're playing on a harder difficulty, then what you'll have to do is beat him up first, and then cast it on him, and then finish him off. Once you cast that basic one, you have 20 seconds to kill him after you casted it. Then that will trap his soul if you have an available soul gem. So if you have that Azura Star, it will fill it with a grand soul. These trolls give grand souls, and they're farmable forever. So you can go through here. I think there's 3 or 4 of them, and you can get 3 or 4 grand souls, and then you can leave, and then you can do that thing of waiting for 1 hour, and then waiting for 72 hours, and then all the enemies in this cave will respawn. So if you want to get more grand souls, you can get them here as many times as you want. Now head back to Frostcrag Spire, and you're ready to go. You're only missing one thing, but you could get started now. So let's put on the ring like before. Let's pick the Azura Star. Let's pick an effect. Let's say Fortify Skill, something I really want to do, so we'll put Athletics on so I can run faster. Then after that, it'll cost 1,000 gold. So the better the enchantment, the more it's going to cost. Up to, I think, 1,000 is all. So let's go ahead and put that on there and say Run Ring. We're going to name it the Run Ring, and we're going to enchant that. Now I've enchanted a new item. We have the Run Ring. I can equip this and fortify my athletics by 10. Now what we can do is we can go on here, and we can enchant all sorts of different things with all sorts of soul gems. If you only have the Azura soul gem, though, then you would enchant. You'd go back to that cave and trap another troll soul in there for another grand soul, and then come back in here and do that again and again and again. But we're still missing one critical detail. How do you unlock different spell types? If you want Fortify Attribute, if you want Fortify Skill, all those types of things, you're going to need to find some way to get that spell available to you as a normal spell. So when you go in here, we have spells that I did not personally make, like Turn Undead, or Flare, or Disintegrate Armor. And in order to get those, you're going to have to go all over the map to different people who sell spells. Like that person we went to, did we go to in this video? I don't remember, but in the Imperial Market District, you can go to, there's a person over here on the right. There's Edgar's Discount Spells. Just like how in Breville, there was the Warlocks, whatever it was called, that had some spells. Each of the Mages Guilds specializes in different things. So if you do all the Mages Guild quests, you can trade with all the Mages Guild people in order to get more spells. And there's more in the Arcane University once you do all those quests and stuff. And then also there's just random people all over the place that just have different spells and different like people you'll encounter that you wouldn't even know sell spells. There's a bunch of them in the game. So just, as you go through the game, you get all those people, and you get spells from them, and then you unlock more effects for enchanting. Also, there are things like these stones. For example, just south of Grateful Pass Stables, there's one of those star stones that you can activate at night, and that one will give you a spell that gives you access to the ability to enchant the Fortify Attribute, or Fortify Skills, which is kind of a rare one, for example. And that's how to get all the effects. So you're just going to have to kind of search around to try to find the ones that you want. And then the other thing that you need to know about is gear versus weapons. So, or armor versus weapons. I guess it is called gear in this game instead of armor, but the armor has passive buffs. These just happen, and that's it, and that's just how it goes. So, you know, that run ring, it's 10 fortify athletics. That's just how it works. I put it on. That's how it's going to be forever, okay? But for weapons, it's different. Weapons will have effects that get applied when you use the weapon. So, for example, this Sword of the Crusader has fire damage on strike and damage magicka on strike. Or not magicka, it's magicka, as I got told a million times in my comments. Anyway, so these ones, what happens is it slowly drains charges from the weapon, and eventually the weapon will lose its magic powers. So to recharge your weapons, what you have to do is you have to use your gems that have souls in them. So for example, this common soul, okay, let's use this one. You literally go to your inventory and just click on it or select it with A, and then it will show your weapons that can be re-enchanted, and it will show how much it's going to add to it. So my Sword of the Crusader has 66 charge left out of 750. And this gem is good enough to just fully recharge it. I think a common soul, I think, gives like 1,000 points or something. I can't remember. So you can hit recharge, and then your weapon's going to have full enchantment again. So if you keep a few soul gems with you, that's going to be good to keep your weapon charged up, even when you're just going through cave after cave after cave. So definitely keep a few soul gems with you just for that purpose. I think that pretty much covers everything. There are some effects from enchanting that you will not be able to do yourself. Some you will only be able to find on gear that you find in the world. And one last note, closing Oblivion gates will give you sigil stones, and those you can just use, I think, from your inventory in order to enchant your gear. And those ones are unique. I don't know if they're randomized or not, but you can get those. They can have even more powerful effects than these, but you can't control what you get. You close an Oblivion gate, you get whichever one, and if it's something you like, you use it. If not, well, you just have a crappy sigil stone you're never going to use then. So that's the last thing to note about enchanting that I'm aware of. Hopefully that covered everything. Now you know how enchanting works in the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered.